Question 13. Why is the church never mentioned in Revelation 4 through 19? Does this mean she's already raptured before the tribulation? This is to address a pre-tribulation rapture question. And true enough, after a concordance search for the word church in the entire book of Revelation, we got only 7 verses having the word church and found them only up to chapter 3. Does this mean the church is already raptured before the tribulation period? Not really. When the apocalypse doesn't say church, it uses imagery or symbols. Remember, this book is apocalyptic as it is prophetic. Therefore, not only symbolism is expected, but also bizarre imagery and mixing of metaphors. But let's not forget that this book is also a gospel book, inviting people to faith and patient endurance. So it doesn't have to say church for us to recognize the people of God in this book. How do we know that? We know that the church or the people of God is already commanded to be dressed in white, to be worthy or victorious by the blood of the Lamb, or to cover their shameful nakedness by the blood of the Lamb. For instance, the message to the people of God or the church in Sardis, they were told that some of them who do not soil their dress will walk with the Lamb dressed in white. The dress in white here signifies worthiness or being true to their calling. But the message also goes out to anyone to dress in white for them to be victorious too. Another example would be in Laodicea. They are commanded or counseled to buy white clothes to cover their shameful nakedness. Like I said, this is also a gospel book that invites people to repentance, and its way of saying is cover their nakedness or cover your nakedness by the blood of the Lamb. The invitation is repeated again in chapter 16. Here they remain clothed, which means having faithful endurance amidst persecution and deception. And in chapter 12, we are told that this is how the people of God triumphed over the red dragon or Satan. They triumph over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. So what's the makeup of the church anyway? What constitutes the church, the people of God? Are they not both made by Jews and Gentiles together? Yes, the church is made up of both Jews and Gentiles brought together by the blood of the Lamb as one people. For instance, here in Ephesians 2, we are told that before, in the past, the Gentiles were separated from the covenant, from the citizenship of Israel. But because of Jesus, the Gentiles have been brought near by the blood of Christ. Now, these two groups, formerly separated or divided, have now become one, the two groups into one. The purpose was to create in himself one new humanity out of the two. So it's no longer just Israelites or just Gentiles, but one people of God, the church. The first half of chapter 7, Revelation chapter 7, or more specifically verse 1 to 8, describes God's servants from every tribe of the sons of Israel. So yeah, here they are ethnic Israelites. But in chapter 7 and the other half, in verses 9 to 17, it's mentioned that from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages. These are the Gentiles who are said to be also wearing white and having palm branches to show that they are victorious, and having washed their robes in white, meaning it's unsoiled in the blood of the Lamb. When asked where did they come from, John was told that they have come out of the great tribulation. So yeah, together they make up the whole church. To cast away any possible doubt, here they are said to be wearing white robes and holding palm branches as signs of victory, and also a covering that they are being worthy by the blood of the Lamb. They are victorious because they did not give up their faith through the great tribulations under threat of death. Chapter 7, what we have just shown you, may just be another way of saying first the Jews and then the Gentiles, or like in Romans 2:9, or like in 1 Corinthians 7:19, circumcision and the uncircumcision, which are biblical idioms both describing the ethnic makeup of the whole church. Key indicator, however, that they are not hypocrites is that they follow God's commands. In Revelation, the command is to dress in white. But here, the people are also called first fruits. And this in chapter 14, indicating that they are choice harvest, but the greater harvest is to follow. Lastly, also wearing the same white robes are the souls slain under the altar in chapter 6. They are waiting for the other brethren to be killed. Who else but they who are said to have come out of the great tribulation? So there you have it, the church out of the great tribulation. They were not raptured before tribulation. Instead, they endured the great tribulation, and therefore they've proven themselves worthy of the calling by which they are called. They are victorious in the blood of the Lamb.